Hi guys, welcome back to a page in the chapter, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Paige and today we are talking about 2023 goals. So this is going to be a very chilled out, chatty video today. I have a blanket, I've got my tea, I recommend you guys go get a hot drink. We're just going to do some like reflecting on how 2022 went and talking about where I see this channel going and my reading going and those sorts of goals for the next year. I love doing these videos. I enjoy looking back on them every year and I enjoy trying to see how many I can hit off. I like to have some directionality, and I think the best part of a new year is getting to feel motivated about the goals that you're setting for yourself. And so if that's gonna make me feel better about the fact that Christmas is over, I'm gonna enjoy it whilst it lasts. So if you guys like the sound of this video and you like seeing goals and seeing if I can achieve them, then do please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below and stay tuned for future content. I upload every single Wednesday with occasional bonus videos on a Sunday if you are interested, and if you would like to know when those bonus videos are and when they're going to be up, then do please feel free to check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Page in Chapter so you can get behind the scenes updates on what I'm reading in real time and when changes to this channel are occurring. So now that all the housekeeping stuff is out the way, I hope that you guys enjoy this video and let's get on into it. So 2022 was a very weird year for me. I didn't hit a single one of the goals that I set for myself, which is why I am not going to do a reacting to my 2022 goals. I mean, maybe I will later in the year when I feel a little bit better about it, but I think the only one that I hit was my Goodreads reading goal and the taking the pressure off of reading. So I talk about it a lot more in that video, which I will link for you guys if you would like to see it. But I set my Goodreads 2022 reading goal to 50 books, which I ended up hitting in September, which meant just in time for my master's degree there was absolutely no pressure for me to finish a single book, which was very, very helpful because reading did not occur. I vastly underestimated the workload and the amount of pressure that I would be under straight away. Like, there was no easing us into it. Like, it was hit the ground running immediately. I did read 65 books in total last year, which was less than I'd read in previous years when I was hovering around the 90-100 book mark, but I ended up having one of the best reading years I'd ever had in that I enjoyed so many more books, I think because I wasn't rushing to finish them. So that was definitely a point that I hit and one that I'm happy about and will be carrying forward into this next year. That's hot. So, all in all, 2022, very strange year. I've talked about it and hinted at it a little bit on this channel, but in 2021, my mental health was at its absolute lowest. It was like the worst I'd ever felt, ever. And then I started out 2022 in therapy and like really trying to get over that, and I think I thought that there would be some kind of switch and I would go from horribly depressed and anxious to like feeling immediately like my old self again, and that just wasn't going to happen. And it was very much related to the fact that I had finished my undergraduate degree and I just felt so lost and like I was completely falling behind everyone else. And those are still feelings that I feel, but I can handle them in a slightly less spirally way now. 2022 was very much a year of like finding that balance again and just figuring out how my life looked now, and it wasn't this big productive year, this like switch from, oh, I've just had the worst year of my life, now I'm gonna have the best one, which is really going into the year what I thought that it was gonna be, but it was actually just a year of a lot of work. But that does mean that I now feel like 2023 could be like a really good year for me. I feel like I have started the year really strong. I'm really excited about the things that I do have planned for the next year, and I'm also really okay to just play things by ear a little bit in a way that I have never felt before. I am a very strict planner, and so all of these things do really feed into my goals for 2023 and for this channel, which is why I am sharing them with you. And so now that all the 2022 reflection-y bit and some of the context that you need is covered, I will start talking about the actual goals for 2023 now. So the most obvious one, the Goodreads reading challenge. I have set my reading goal to 70 books. I feel like this is a very good midpoint between 100 books where I was really pushing myself and putting pressure on myself to get there, and then 50 books where I achieved it in the first 9 months of the year and it didn't feel like a challenge at all. I think 70 is going to be like a challenge, but also it doesn't feel like there's too much pressure on it or like it's gonna take a lot of work to achieve it. And now that I have really found my stride with romance as well, it is so much easier for me to read. It turns out when you are not trying to push yourself into a pigeonhole of a fantasy reader and you let yourself read the things that you actually want to read, reading becomes slightly easier and doesn't burn you out as much. Who would have thunk it, right? I mean, who would have thought that that would be the case? Not me! So I do think 70 books, very achievable. I am ahead on my Goodreads goal at the moment because I started the year off in a real reading frenzy. I just couldn't stop reading, so it's looking good. I'm excited about the challenge. I am tracking my reading with both Goodreads and Storygraph again, so hopefully we will see some fun stats at the end of the year, and that is how many books I am aiming to read this year. The next goal that I have for you is kind of an obvious one, but I feel like it is my big goal for the year, and that is to stay as consistent as is possible on YouTube. I don't want to set myself this, make sure you're posting once a week, make sure you're posting twice a week. As much as I would like to set that as a goal, and it might be like a bit of a background goal in my mind, I do know that ultimately my master's degree has to come first, and if I can't get a video up, then I'm not gonna tear myself down for doing that. I do want to be as consistent as possible, but I just don't want to set this like you need to do X amount of videos every week or every month type of goal. When you're a student, the amount of time you have for things fluctuates so much. I want to try and post as consistently as I possibly can, and I will be keeping you guys as updated as I possibly can. And so this goes hand in hand with goal number 3, which is I want to start planning out my content a lot more. 2022 really felt like I was just clutching at straws and like scrambling to get videos up, and there was no real planning or forethought that went into a lot of them, and I think that definitely showed. But I came up with so many good ideas, and then I just felt like I never ever had the time to film them. The videos that I love are like vlog style challenge videos. Like that is really what I love to film. Themed vlogs, challenge vlogs, that type of thing, and I just felt like I never had the time to do that. So this year I'm going to try my hardest to stay on top of the planning so that these types of videos can get out to you. I will show you what my planning looks like at the moment. Bear in mind, things change. There has to be a degree of flexibility in this, so the plans in the videos that you're seeing right now might change, but all in all I am pretty happy with the way it looks, and it just means that videos I've been working on for a really long time finally like have a date in the calendar that I know I need to be working toward getting them finished for then, so they can finally go out. Hence the sudden desire to really keep on top of the planning. As you can see, everything goes a little bit mental in February. That is because I am going to New York over Valentine's Day in February. Obviously that's when Valentine's Day is. There's a lot of like pre-filming and getting on top of things before I go away and for after I come back, but I quite like how busy it's looking, and I like the fact that I have content planned out until pretty much the end of March now. That is going to take a pressure off and just means that I just look at my calendar and go, okay, I need to start filming that this day, blah 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 blah. And so then the next goal that I have for you is I would like to ignore the numbers. This is so much easier said than done when YouTube is literally designed to shove the numbers in your face every waking moment of the day, but I have really got to stop caring about it. I never wanted to be on this platform so that I could get paid from it. I never wanted to be on this platform to like be big. I just wanted to make some friends who enjoy reading and talk about the books that I'm enjoying, be able to apply for ARCs and get them, and that is kind of where I'm at with this channel. But because there are constantly numbers being shoved in my face by YouTube all of the time, for a while there it really morphed into this, oh god, I've been on booktube for over 2 years now and I'm like the only person on booktube who's been on booktube this long and is still not monetized, is still not hitting a certain threshold for things, and I just don't care. I have gotten so in my head about it so many times and I just don't want to care anymore. So I'm just gonna enjoy making content, enjoy finally being able to film the content that I actually want to be filming, because I will hopefully have the time for it now, and ignore whether I'm getting a certain amount of watch hours. Like, it's not why I ever wanted to create this channel, and it really became about that for a while, and I'm not interested in doing that anymore. It's very bad for my mental health and makes me feel very unaccomplished, and as we've discovered, the feelings of unaccomplishment are things that we just don't want to delve into. And so then the final goal that I have for this year, I didn't really have many goals, but I just don't want to put too much pressure on myself, honestly. So the final goal is that I would like to stop being a certain type of rater. I made an active effort last year to be a harsher reviewer so that I would stop having so many 5 stars. It didn't work. I ended up with more 5 stars than I've ever had before. That's not a good way to enjoy my hobby. Just because I'm worried that people will respect my reviews less because I'm enjoying books so much that I want to give them 5 stars and people will deem that too many, is a really silly way to enjoy my hobby. If I'm reading a book and I want to give it 5 stars, I can do that. Like, why was I so concerned with being this harsh rater of books who rarely got 5 stars? Some people do have really high thresholds for 5 stars. I am just not one of them. I give them out to any book that can make me cry, can make me laugh, makes me get all squealy and excited, and now that I'm reading romance, that is happening a lot, and that's a good thing. Like, I shouldn't be trying to talk myself out of giving books that I'm enjoying lower ratings, because I feel like people will respect me more if I do that. And so there we have my goals for 2023 and my reflections of 2022. I hope this helped clear some things up about what the hell happened in 2022 and why everything was a bit all over the place. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing a lot more of me this year, fingers crossed anyway, and that these are kind of goals that you can also agree with and want to also work towards. We can be in this together. A lot of them are easier said than done, but we got this, we'll be fine. Let me know some of your 2023 goals down in the comment section, because I would love to see them and be more inspired. And if you liked this video and you would like to see more from me, then do please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below and stay tuned for future content. As I said, I will be aiming to upload every single Wednesday and occasionally on Sundays to try and be that bit more consistent, and following me on Instagram and Twitter at @PageInChapter is the easiest way to keep on top of that sort of stuff. I can update everyone so much more easily on those platforms than I can on YouTube, so that is the place to follow me if you want to make sure you're getting those updates. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, you're enjoying everything you are reading, and that 2023 is your best year yet, and I will see you for my next video. Bye guys.